GAC Matchmaking. Woo! That was hot. Today we're going to talk about GAC Matchmaking and why it doesn't suck. You heard me. It doesn't suck. Or maybe it's not as bad as you might think it is. So as you guys may or may not know, GAC Matchmaking is based on the weight of the top end of your roster. And that depends on which division you're in. For example, if you're in Division 1, you're going to need 8 teams on defense, which means you're going to need 8 teams for offense. Now, each of those teams are going to consist of 5 characters, which means you're going to need 40 characters on defense and then 40 characters for offense. So for Division 1, your matchmaking weight is going to depend on the top 80 characters of your roster. So on and so forth for Division 2 and 3 and 4. So for Division 2, you're going to need 7 teams, which is 35 characters on defense, 35 on offense, which is 70 characters, right? So for Division 2, your matchmaking is based on the power levels of your top 70 characters. I'm in Division 1, so let's go into my roster and see what the heck I'm talking about. So if you go into your characters and sort by, power. As you can see, I've got some characters that are kind of spread out here, but my matchmaking is going to be based on the top 80 characters I have under the power filter. So anything that I'm going to gear, raise, level outside of the top 80 is not going to affect my matchmaking. Now, once I gear a character outside of that enough to where it actually puts him inside my top 80, then it affects the matchmaking, but not by much. With knowing that, how can you guys use this to your advantage? So, in case you guys don't know, each relic level adds as much GP as probably a Zeta. So, for example, if you have one team with all relic 7s, your entire one team is all relic 7s, you're going to boost the top end of your GP so high that you may be paired up with people who are way above your GP level with more rounded rosters. And what that could mean is, for example, what if they have less relics but way more Zetas than you? And to me, Zetas are way more significant than relics. I'm sorry. Relics are super strong, and I get that. But Zetas are stronger. I mean, think about it. What's stronger? 5 characters at relic 7 with 0 Zetas, or 5 characters at gear 12 with all the Zetas? That's a tough one. But to me, I'd put my money on all the Zetas. With this newfound knowledge of how GAC matchmaking system works, what can you do to make sure your matchmaking is a little better in the future? Well, first and foremost, I highly encourage you guys to not put full relics on an entire team. When you inflate an entire team with relics, you're boosting the top end of your GP super high, maybe an extra 30,000 GP, and that might put you in a range for people with less relics, but I don't know, 5 to 10 more Zetas than you. That's not good. Instead, I encourage you guys to maybe put relics that would balance your roster out. So not 5 relics on one squad, but maybe 5 relics on 5 different squads. After all, what's more frightening? Running into an opponent with 1 strong squad and 4 easy squads, or running into an opponent with 5 squads that may be difficult because all 5 have relics on them. So if you've hopped onto that bandwagon, what can you do moving forward to make sure that your matchmaking is more fair, I guess you would say? I suggest on focusing on the bottom half of your roster and making sure you have relics on every single team you have on defense. Now, I'm not saying every single team must have full relics. Definitely not. I'm saying pick one character from each team that may be problematic for your opponent and relic that guy for all of your teams. For example, I'm in Division 1. I have 8 teams. I want to make sure that all 8 of those teams have one character with a relic on them. I couldn't tell you how often I've been paired up against players with full relic Sith Empire teams and a couple other relics here and there. I mean, I just squash them. Once I beat the Sith Empire team, it's all downhill from there. They don't have much that I can handle after that. Now, there are other players and other YouTubers around that have streamed and recorded their GA matches and have complained on endlessly that, oh my goodness, my opponent has 500,000 more GP than me. Oh my goodness, my opponent has 300,000 more GP than me. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. All that really matters is that your top 80 characters are more well-rounded than your opponent's top 80 characters. Because what's going to happen during GA is you're going to use your characters to just wipe them out. And you shouldn't need more than 80. Anything more than that, and you're taking some losses. Your opponent can only use their top 80 to wipe you out. And any more than that, they're going to take some losses. So if they have 500,000 more GP than you, it just means maybe they have, you know, their bottom end of their roster with more G12s. But that doesn't matter. All you're focusing on is your top 80 and their top 80. Because if their top 80 can't take you out, what does it matter what the rest of their roster can do? Nothing. They can't do nothing. The GA matchmaking system was built this way so that whales can face other whales, dolphins can face other dolphins, and free-to-play players can face other free-to-play players. For those that are complaining that, oh, I can't beat this guy, he's a whale and I'm free-to-play, that's not what the matchmaking is intended to do. So if that's happening, you're not rounding off your rosters correctly. This game is made so that way you can take advantage of all these different teams and build them to be usable. Not just have one team to be usable and then garbage the rest of your roster. That doesn't make any sense. Let's go ahead and go through my roster so you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about. So I've got General Grievous over here at Relic 7. He's one of those that I feel like is very important to have Relic 7 just because he hits harder. 5s is Relic 5, but I'm very pro Relic 7 him because he's really good. Anakin is one of those that I'd also Relic 7. But other than that, you guys, I don't need a lot to do well. Like, Darth Revan, for me, it's more important to have speed on him. So adding relics doesn't really do much. Gives him a little bit more damage and health, sure, but like that's not why I need him. So I have him at Relic 1. I don't have Jedi Knight Revan at any relics. He's still Gear 12. He's actually one of those that I want to at least take to Gear 13. The Galactic Republic, I would say maybe on one of those teams that could use higher relics. But my Padme is only at Relic 3. As you can see, look, I've got Bosk at Relic 2. He's the only bounty hunter I've got Relic. Kylo Ren Unmasked, only First Order I have Relic. But it's enough to give my opponent a hard time. I've got GMY Relic, Malak Relic, Bastila Fallen Relic. But I don't have HK or Sith Trooper Relic because I don't need them. They're just there to be there. You guys might think I'm crazy, but look, Vandor Chewbacca is Relic. That's the one guy in the team that I know will give my opponent a hard time. I've got Nest. Guys, if you don't gear Nest, you're crazy. Nest is like one of the best characters in the game right now. Well, always, because, guys, it's Nest. She's like one of the few tunes that can like actually solo whole teams. So yeah, I reliced her. I only took her to 2. I don't need more than that. Rex, you guys, Rex. If you're putting Relic 7 Rex, you're giving an opportunity to the matchmaking system to pair you up with an opponent that has potentially 5 more Zetas than you. And Rex at Relic 7 isn't necessarily the most important thing because the most important thing about Rex is his speed. And as you relic him up, it's not going to increase his speed. It doesn't matter. It just increases his chance of survivability. But, you know, you just need him there to make your entire team go fast. That's all it is. I mean, some survivability is nice so you can get off his Annihilate, but, you know, to each their own. So got Echo here. There's a couple others I want to do, but resources are thin right now. But yeah, as you can see, guys, my roster isn't like crazy. I don't have like relic out of my mind top end, and I get paired against people with like 2 full teams that have all relics, and then I beat those teams, and the rest are just easy. The rest are like Gear 12, no Zetas. So, moral of the story, guys, just, I don't know, just balance your roster out. Make sure you have relics on vital characters, not so much every character. So that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you guys found it insightful, learned a little bit from it. This method has worked a lot for me. I haven't lost a single Grand Arena match yet. Knock on wood. That could probably change soon. I'd probably get matched up with like a Relic 7 gas and just get my butthole blown out. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Feel free to give it a like and subscribe below. I'm going to be putting out more videos on Grand Arena and, you know, some strategies that you could probably do to up your Grand Arena game. Just FYI, guys, I'm not a whale. I'm not quite free to play, but I'm almost free to play. With that being said, I buy the Galactic upgrade packs for like $8. Every now and then, I'd buy maybe characters during Marquee. Actually, I haven't bought a character during Marquee since the $10 packs went away. So I don't spend a lot, guys. My last big expenditure was Jedi Knight Revan. That was a long time ago. So yeah, you don't need to be a whale or a Kraken to do good in the game. You guys just need to know how to manage your resources and round off your rosters correctly, so that way you're not being matched against people that are rounded correctly and you're not, because that's the name of the game. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.